Welcome, Wanderers. Here we are. It's happened. I've received my Kickstarter for the Fighting Fantasy series, books 1 through 5, recently republished by Steve Jackson Games of the United States. Not to be confused with the creator of Final Fantasy, Steve Jackson of the UK. So, I thought it would be fun to do a little playthrough attempt at the first book. That's volume 1 here. The Warlock of Firetop Mountain, a classic. Originally published in 1982 in the UK and then spread from out. If you're not familiar, these are solo games. You have a very simple stat array and you do sort of a choose your own adventure through the book. It's not as open as most modern solo games. Obviously, it's more of a choose this path or that path kind of thing. So we're going to dive into that. It'll probably end in death and dismemberment. These games are notoriously hard the first run through. So we're going to give it a try. So let's go.
Only a foolhardy adventurer would embark upon such a perilous quest without first finding out as much as possible about the mountain and its treasure. Before your arrival at the foot of Firetop Mountain, you spent several days with the townsfolk of a local village, some 2 days' journey from the base. Being a likable sort of person, you found it easy to get on with the local peasants. The villagers had seen many adventurers pass through on their way to the mountain, but very few ever returned. The journey ahead was extremely dangerous. That you knew for certain. Of those who returned to the village, none contemplated going back to Firetop Mountain. There seemed to be some truth in the rumor that the Warlock's treasure was stored in a magnificent chest with 2 locks, and the keys to these locks were guarded by various creatures within the dungeons. The Warlock himself was a sorcerer of great power. Some described him as old, others as young. Some said his power came from an enchanted deck of cards, others from the silky black gloves that he wore. The entrance to the mountain was guarded by a pack of warty-faced goblins, stupid creatures, fond of their food and drink. Towards the inner chambers, the creatures became more fearsome. To reach the inner chambers, you would have to cross a river. The ferry service was regular, but the ferrymen enjoyed a good barter, so you should have a gold piece for the trip. The locals also encouraged you to keep a good map of your wanderings, for without a map you would end up hopelessly lost within the mountain. When it finally came to your day of leaving, the whole village turned out to wish you a safe journey. Tears came to the eyes of many of the women, young and old alike. You couldn't help wondering whether they were tears of sorrow shed by eyes which would never see you alive again.
It's going to be okay. You're an adventurer. This is what you do. You will find the Warlock for the people. It's going to be okay. Ah, what was that?
Okay, so let's get into this game. I'm going to be using 2 apps for this playthrough recording. I'm going to be using the Alchemy VTT to track my character and monsters when necessary. Give a tiny little bit of a visual, but nothing crazy, unfortunately. But the other thing I'll be using is Incarnate, which is a web-based fantasy map maker. It's really cool. I've been using it for a long time. So you'll see here I have the beginnings of our dungeon, which will make more sense when we get into the game. So first thing we need to do, though, is roll our character. So this game uses 3 stats: skill, luck, and stamina. Skill is pretty obvious. That's your adeptness at things. Basically, when you are fighting, you are going to use your skill. Luck is kind of your get out of jail free. There's probably going to be a lot of luck tests presented to us in the game. And then stamina is like your hit points. You go to 0 stamina, you're dead. You get a monster to its 0 stamina, it is dead. So we're going to go into edit and use our character creation rules here real quick. So to determine your initial skill, stamina, and luck scores, roll 1 die, add 6 to this number, and enter this in the skill box on the adventure sheet. Oh, okay. And I was going to use a dice ruler and be cool, so I can't do that while the character sheet is in modification mode, which is annoying. So let's roll our die. We got a 6. Add 6 to this number. So that is a skill of 12, which is the max starting skill. And the book tells you that it's rare that your stats will increase above their initial level. Is things that will replenish lost value, but it's rare for them to go higher. But apparently there's a few things that'll do that. So that means he has a skill of 12. So let's go back into edit real quick. And we got a skill of 12. Now, because of the way alchemy works, I did create a tracker as well in here because skill theoretically could change. So I'm going to have a live tracker for my skill. That's that. Okay. And then the next stat is stamina. Roll both dice, add 12 to the number rolled, and enter the this total in the stamina box. Okay, 2 dice roll. Oh, this is the balance. I got a 6 on 1 die and I got a 6 on 2 dice, so it is balancing out. Oh, and I just realized I put that stat in the wrong tracker. Okay, let me fix that real quick. So in the trackers, this is not a 12. This is, what did I roll? A 6. So 18 for stamina, which probably should be at least 19 if you look at the averages. Skill is the one I messed up. Skill, I rolled a 6 and add 6, so skill should be a 12. Okay, fixing that. Right, although I entered it wrong on the face value here. So skill. Oh wait, no, stamina I gotta fix, right? 6 plus 12, 18. There we go. Okay. And then the last one is roll 1 die, add 6 to this number, and enter this in your luck box. Okay, so that's the same. So we're rolling a 6-sided. Go. 3. So 9 for luck. That doesn't feel great to me. 9 luck. Tracker. And the reason I need to track is because these things can go down, or if you're lucky, go up. I know when you use your luck, you always have to lower it, even if you're successful. So it's like a meta currency, old school meta currency. It's kind of cool. All right, so we have our stats, right? Herbert of Craggyvale is our character, our nervous adventurer. He has a skill of 12, luck of 9, stamina 18. Alright. Now he comes with some equipment and potions. So, sorry, I'm paging through the paperback. The reason I didn't do this is like a top-down look through the book thing is because this is like a glue-bound paperback and I don't want to trash it. I'm not super excited about the idea of trashing it. So I have a gear and treasure notes, or gear and treasure area on my character sheet, and you'll see I already filled in some of this. You will start your adventure with a bare minimum of equipment, but you may find other items during your travels. You are armed with a sword and are dressed in leather armor. You have a backpack on your back to hold your provisions, and any treasures you might come across. You also carry a lantern which lights your way. You start without any gold pieces, but you will have many chances to collect them and spend them as well. You may also take a magical potion which will aid you on your quest. Each bottle of potion contains enough for 2 measures, i.e. it can be used twice. So you can do a potion of skill, which restores your skill points, a potion of strength, which restores your stamina points, or a potion of fortune, which restores your luck points and adds 1 to your initial luck. So that makes that one really tempting. So I have my sword, my lantern, my backpack here, a little box for notes there. But you'll notice under trackers, I also made one for provisions and one for potion of stamina, luck, or skill. And if we go to, we'll exit this, and I'll show you over here on the right side of the screen are all my live trackers. So skill points, gold 0, provisions 10, potion of stamina is what I decided to go with. So I have 2 uses of that. I have no luck or skill. I'm just fingers crossed hoping that we will find some on the way. So here's my plan. I'm going to use alchemy for tracking and a little bit of scene stuff, I suppose. And then I'm going to use Incarnate to make our map. So you'll see here I can draw. I got our little cave mouth, because as you're going to hear in just a sec, we start at this cave mouth in a clearing, and we'll build our dungeon up through here. Hopefully we don't run out of room. I don't know if the adventure is going to give us measurements like 10 foot of haul or that kind of thing. If it doesn't, no big deal. We'll just make it small so we don't run out of room. Yeah, so that's the general plan. I probably will have to log into Alchemy in Game Master mode to set up a scene if I need to. For instance, I'm going to do that right now. This is Alchemy in Game Master mode, so I have a dummy account to be a player character. That's Herbert up there, and there's me as a Game Master. I'm on the start screen. I'm going to move us to our initial screen, right? Our initial scene screen. Go ahead and minimize that back down. And let's get this going. Chapter 1. At last, your 2-day hike is over. You unsheath your sword, lay it on the ground, and sigh with relief as you lower yourself down onto the mossy rocks to sit for a moment's rest. You stretch, rub your eyes, and finally look up at Firetop Mountain. The very mountain itself looks menacing. The steep face in front of you looks to have been savaged by the claws of some gargantuan beast. Sharp, rocky crags jut out at unnatural angles. At the top of the mountain, you can see the eerie red coloring, probably some strange vegetation, which has given the mountain its name. Perhaps no one will ever know exactly what grows up there, as climbing the peak must surely be impossible. Your quest lies ahead of you. Across the clearing is a dark cave entrance. You pick up your sword, get to your feet, and consider what dangers may lie ahead of you. But with determination, you thrust the sword home into its scabbard and approach the cave. You peer into the gloom to see dark, slimy walls, pools of water on the stone floor in front of you. The air is cold and damp. You light your lantern and step warily into the blackness. Cobwebs brush your face, and you hear the scurrying tiny feet. Rats, most likely. You set off into the cave. After a few yards, you arrive at a junction. Will you turn west, turn to 71, or east, turn to 278? All right, our first choice. And it said a few yards, so what are we going to do? We're going to zoom in on Incarnate. and just give us a little baby tunnel to make our first choice. Now it said west or east, so it's a T-junction. So because of the way I made my stupid clearing, I'm just going to go up here a little farther. There we go. So west or east. So number one, and I also have a notepad I should be mentioning, and I'm notating what happens in each area. The idea is this is a terribly dangerous game, and you take notes so that you can plot a new course next time and avoid the really bad things and try to figure out the correct way to get to the end. So number one is the T-junction. No encounter. I'm gonna go east. So turn to 278. Wow, that's pretty deep in the book. I don't think that correlates anything. I think they just jumble it up so you can't predict what page to pick or whatever. All right, here we go, 278.
The passageway soon comes to an end at a locked wooden door. You listen at the door but hear nothing. Will you try to charge the door down? If so, turn to 156. If you would rather turn around and go back to the junction, turn to 92.
Okay, so what is it? A locked door. Okay. I don't want to go back. I think we're going to try to charge the door down. Too bad it won't let you pick it, but that's okay. Let's turn to 156. 156.
You charge the door with your shoulder. Roll 2 dice. If the number rolled is less than or equal to your skill score, you succeed.
Okay, so we're going to the alchemies. Oh, not the Game Master alchemies. The player alchemy. Yeah. So we're rolling 2 dice. And less than or equal to your skill score. Our skill is 12. Got an 11, baby. All right. So this is 156. Charge the door option. Okay. If the number rolled is less than, go to 343. Look at Herbert of Cragganvale already making stuff happen.
The door bursts open and you fall headlong into a room. But your heart jumps as you realize you are not landing on the floor, but plunging down into a pit of some kind. Luckily, the pit is not particularly deep, and you land in a heap less than 2 meters down. Lose 1 stamina point for your bruises. Climb out of the pit into the room and leave through the door, heading westward.
Oh, okay. So we go to our tracker. Stamina tracker, sorry. Lose 1. That's a drag. So I had to go back anyway. Okay, so we run into a pit room, basically, right here. And we can even touch that up. Whoa, it's a giant brush. Little pit icon. Oh. Sorry, working with Incarnate is there we go. Little pit icon. Alright, so it's basically saying you gotta go back the other way, sucker. That's a bummer. Okay. So this was 343. Pit. Lose 1 stamina. Turn around. Oh, that sucks. So we gotta go to 93. Oh, great.
You arrive back at the junction in the passage. You look left to see the cave entrance in the dim distance, but walk straight on.
We reluctantly walk straight on. Our trip has already been thwarted slightly. All right.
There is a right-hand turn to the north in the passage.
Okay. Do something like that.
Cautiously, you approach a sentry post on the corner. And as you look in, you can see a strange goblin-like creature in leather armor asleep at his post. You try to tiptoe past him. Test your luck. If you are lucky, he does not wake up and remains snoring loudly.
Turn to 301. Okay. So test your luck. What does that mean? That means 2 dice equal to or under your luck. My current luck is 9. Okay, that's not great. A 10. Uh-oh.
If you are unlucky, you step with a crunch on some loose ground and his eyes flick open.
Turn to 248. Okay, so 71 is a sleeping goblin sentry. And we are going to 248. Oh, by the way, we're in the dungeon now, so as a good game master, I need to change my scene. So Herbert gets the whole effect. There we go, Herbert. Good job. $248.
The creature that just awakened is an orc.
Oh, they said it was a goblin. False advertising.
He scrambles to his feet and turns to grasp at a rope, which is probably the alarm bell. You must attack him quickly. If you defeat him, you may continue.
All right, so our first encounter. So I will need to go back to the Game Master screen here. We'll go to a little tactical map I made. This is not true tactical anything, folks. It is literally just to throw some tokens and track my monster. So we have a token for Herbert, and then we need to add an orc. Where are you, orc? Add one orc. Wake him up. Put him on the board. Dear Alchemy, you should let us just drag tokens and not have to always select token. So it's him versus an orc. I need to stat him out. Trackers. Okay, his skill is a 6. 2, 4, 5, 6. And his save that real quick. Sorry, but this is a part. Not knowing the monsters means I have to adjust these trackers on the fly. Tracker that should have been called stamina. And his stamina is 5. So he's not very tough. That's good. Alright, so it's me versus this here orc. Put Herbert in the tactical map. There we are. Don't need a grid because there's no grid combat. Oh, and it's doing that. Okay, this is a problem Alchemy has where you share a token and then it just doesn't. That's our orc. Sorry, guys. Show. Thank you. You show it, and it still doesn't show. Now he's on the deck. Not that it matters. It's tactical, but it's not tactical. So the way combat works, I'm just going to check it. I know basically how it works. I just got to check the roll order, but I don't think it matters too much. Roll 2 dice for the creature and add its skill score. Okay. So 2 dice roll for the orc. He got a 5. Oh, that's the other thing I gotta do is I gotta make him available to the players. There we go. Okay. Now. He got a... What? Sorry, guys. This is a work in progress. There we go. He has a skill of 6, so he got an 11. As long as I beat that 11, I'm okay. I got a 5. Add to my skill of 17. I won the round. Okay. If you wounded the creature, subtract 2 from its stamina score. Okay. Stamina down 2. Boom. And then it's rinse and repeat at this point. They do mention that in some encounters you'll be given the option to take some damage and run away. That is not the case in this one. So next round, the orc rolls 2 dice. 4 plus skill of 6 is a 10. Okay. Herbert. 2. Fortunately, I have a massive skill, or that would have been devastating. There's no criticals or fumbles, by the way. So that's just a 2, which is bad enough. But I have a higher skill, so I won the round again. So that's another 2 points of damage to the awful orc. Aha! He is almost dead. He has 1 life left. Next round, he attacks. 9 plus skill 6 is a 15. Oh, okay, this is a little more challenging for Herbert, but averages say I will win this round. Let's see. 21. The orc is dead. His final hit point, or stamina rather, is gone. All right. As a game master, I have to go in and remove him. Alright, get out of tactical mode. Okay. If you defeat him, you may continue up the passage. Turn to 301. Alright. So let's go back here. Said we may continue up the passage. So 301.
To your left, on the west face of the passage, there is a rough-cut wooden door. You listen at the door and can hear a rasping sound, which may be some sort of creature snoring. Do you want to open the door? If so, turn to 82. If you wish to press on northwards, turn to 208.
So, the west face of the passage, there is a rough-cut wooden door. Okay, so we can do this, everybody. Door. Rough cut. We do this one. That's a massive door. Don't worry, we can shrink it. Door here. Try to move it smaller. There. That's dumb. Let's move it in a little. Okay. Door. So, this is 301, which is a door to west or press on north. You want to open the door? I want to open the door, right? And I'm here to adventure. So turn to 82. Okay. The door opens to reveal a small, smelly room. In the center of the room is a rickety wooden table on which stands a lit candle. Underneath the table is a small wooden box. Asleep on a straw mattress in the far corner of the room is a short, stocky creature with an ugly, warty face. The same sort of creature that you found asleep at the sentry post, so Orc. He must be the guard for the night's watch. You may either return to the corridor and press on northward, turn to 208, or creep into the room and try to take the box without waking the creature. If you want to try to steal the box, test your luck. If you are lucky, he does not wake up, turn to 147. If you are unlucky, turn to 33. So this is amusing because I feel like a lot of modern day players would just go in and kill the sleeping orc. For good or bad. Let's draw our small, smelly room here. Okay. So 82, small, smelly room, sleeping orc, and small wooden box. I'm gonna do my luck. My luck is not great, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So there. What is my current luck? My current luck is 9. Okay, so I need to roll a 9 or less on 2 dice. Averages say that will work. I rolled a 10. Come on, Herbert of Craggy Vale. Okay, if you're unlucky, turn to 33. Oh, I need to check a rule real quick. We will pause to check the luck testing rule. Each time you test your luck, you must subtract 1 point. Yeah, see, it's sort of a diminishing returns. So I lost a luck, and my luck was already crappy. I got to keep that in mind. All right, 33. The sleeping creature awakens, startled. He jumps up and rushes at you, unarmed. With your sword, you should be able to defeat him, but his sharp teeth look rather vicious. You may escape through the door, turn to 320, or stand and fight the orc who is attacking you. This orc has a skill of 6, but only a stamina of 4. Now, I'm gonna fight him. He's a chump. And apparently Herbert is a murder hobo with his big old stamina, decent skill, and crappy luck. So we're gonna fight. Skill 6, stamina 4, so he's a little weaker than the last orc. So this is 33. 33 orc fight. 1 weak orc. Okay. So we go talk to our game master. Hey, game master, we need the tactical map again. Alright. We need the orc token again. Alright. Boom. Does this orc have stats? Oh dear. Let's see if he does have stats. He doesn't. He does. Oh, except we gotta improve his stamina. Okay. We can do that. So his stamina needs to go up to 4. Boom. And then we'll go back to our player mode, go to the tactical. Hey, we can see him this time. Thanks for cooperating, Alchemy. Okay, so the orc rolls first. right? And he has a skill of 6, so 2d6 plus 6 is a 15. Ooh, that's a little high. That's a little high. Fortunately, Herbert is no schlump himself with a 12 skill. 2d6 roll. 8 plus 12 is 20. I win the first round. Haha, you foul orc. Lose 2 stamina. Boom, boom. That's half his life. Alright, round 2. The orc attacks. 2d6. 6 plus 6 is 12. Okay, Herbert. Do 2d6 roll. Can't lose this one. 20. What is that? 23? You dead, orc? Yeah! Alright, we killed the orc. We can leave tactical. Get back to our map. Alright. If you defeat the creature, you may take the box. Turn to 147.
You leave the room and open the box in the passage. Inside, you find a single piece of gold and a small mouse, which must have been the creature's pet. You keep the coin and release the mouse, which scurries off down the passageway. Gain 2 luck points and turn to 208.
Oh snap, a gold piece and luck points? It pays to kill. Okay, I go to my gold tracker. I have a gold. And my luck. Oh, wait. What was my starting luck? Starting luck is 9, so I can't... It has to explicitly tell you that you're exceeding your initial value. So I technically only gained 1 luck, but I'll freaking take it. I will freaking take that every day. Let's go back to our map. So that was pretty good. Where was that? Turn to 208. Or did I note that? I should note that. 147 is 1 gold piece and 2 luck. All right. 208.
Further up the passage.
Okay, so this is some context clues. We're going further up the passage.
Further up the passage along the west wall, you see another door. You listen at it, but hear nothing. You want to try opening door? Turn to 397. If you want to continue northward, turn to 363.
So it's another door on the west wall again. Okay, what to do? Just throw down a door, I guess. Here? Sure, right there. Who puts wooden doors in tunnels? Well, opening doors has worked out pretty good, so I'm gonna, well, except for falling into that pit, but I'm gonna try it. 397. So 208, right, is a door in west wall. Now we're going to 397. Feels like we're moving through this pretty fast, but we'll see.
The door opens to reveal a small room with a stone floor and dirty walls. There is a stale smell in the air. In the center of the room is a makeshift wooden table on which is standing a lit candle. Under the table is a small box. In the far corner of the room is a straw mattress.
This sounds like just the same room again, kinda, but with stuff in it. Oh, no, they're not linked. Don't do that. There we go. Okay. So Put some ground in here to paint. What did they say? A table? Yeah. Okay. Boom! Table. Too big, of course. Hey! Oh my god. This thing's freaking out. Come on, Alchemy. Being dumb. Or not Alchemy, Incarnate. I don't need to dress these rooms, obviously, but why not? Okay, so there's a table in the room. Now, open the box or leave the room. Well, it's probably a trap. But, you know, Herbert of Craggyville doesn't think that way. There was good stuff in the last box. So obviously there's good stuff in this box, right? So $3.97 table and box. And we're gonna open the box. $2.40.
The box is light, but something rattles within. You open the lid and small snake darts out to bite at your wrist. You must fight the snake.
Alright, $2.40 snake in box. Alright, so we're fighting a little snake in a box. Why did they? Maybe orcs just like keeping pets? I don't know what that's about, but there you go. Okay, alchemy. We can switch. We'll go to a cave chamber this time. It looks almost the same in the tactical. I think I have a snake, so let's add one, shall we? I tried to guess for all the possible generic monsters that might be around. Notice it says orc right here. There's some like alchemy has some weird hangovers sometimes. Like the servers don't update or something. Let's fix a snake right now before I forget. So we go to view. Snakey. Snakey has a 5 skill and a 2 stamina. I don't mean to sound cocky, but so far these guys have sucked. Alright. We're ready to go, snake. Ready to be killed. So, send Herbert to the tactical map. Boom. Snake attacks first. Oh, I can't. I gotta share him first. Share to everyone. Thank you. Okay, now we can play as the snake. There we go, snake. 2d6 plus his skill of 5. He gets a 10. Mathematically impossible for Herbert to lose this roll. But we'll roll it anyway for fun. 19 total. 2 points of damage to the snake, which is enough to kill the snake. If you kill the snake, turn to 145. Okay, so gotta switch pages in my notebook already. I'm a sloppy writer, so I write kind of big. 145.
The box has fallen to the ground during the fight with the snake, and out of it has fallen a bronze-colored key with the number 99 carved into it. You may take this key with you, note it on your equipment list, and leave the room. add 1 luck point and turn to say 363.
I can't add a luck point, dang it. But key number 99. Okay. So key number 99 in box +1 luck. That's pretty cool. All right. So we're going to go to old Herbert. Got a tactical map here. Over here. So gear. Add an item. Key number 99. What type of item is this? Custom. Not armor. Custom. He said not armor. Custom. There we go. Key. There we go. Alright, we have our key. That's cool. I have a feeling we're going to need that soon. And then we add a luck point, which I can't, and we turn to 363.
Further up the passage on the west wall, you see another similar door.
Good Lord. With all of this stuff. I need a different color, right? No, I guess that's okay. So further up we go. Oh, not subtract, add. There we go. All right.
Further up the passage on the west wall, you see another similar door. You listen at the door and grimace to hear the worst singing you have ever heard in your life. Do you want to go into the room to investigate the hideous din or walk up the passageway?
It's probably an orc singing. It's probably an orc singing. Alright, door. Oh, that's table. Door. What? Oh, I made it too small. Door. I think this is our first time. I think we just open it. We're just gonna go for it. I mean, unless it's blatantly like you're gonna die if you go here, we're just gonna try things. I do want to investigate the hideous din. So 370. Okay, so 363. Here, hideous singing. And then we're going to 370.
The door opens to reveal a small room. The room is dirty and unkempt. A straw mattress lies in one corner. In the center of the room is a wooden table upon which a candle burns, lighting the room with its flickering flame. A small box rests under the table. Seated around the table are 2 small creatures with warty skin, dressed in leather armor. They are drinking some sort of grog, and by the way they stagger to their feet on your arrival, you assume they are very drunk. You may either draw your sword and leap forward at them, or slam the door quickly and run up the passage.
So far, the orcs have been pushovers. And I think that's made Herbert of Craggyvale kind of cocky. Yeah, I think we're going to fight them. They're probably drunk. Alright, so let's see. Leap forward at them. Turn to 116. Okay, so that was 2 orcs drinking. 116.
The two drunken orcs you now face are obviously startled at your entrance, and as quickly as they are able, they fumble around for the weapons. You must attack each one in turn. Their drunkenness allows you to add 1 point to your dice roll when rolling to work out your attack strength during each attack round. The first orc, skill 5, stamina 4. Second orc, skill 5, stamina 5.
Okay, so go to Game Master mode, get rid of our snake, go fetch some orcs. I think they're conflating orcs and goblins, but I could be wrong. Show. Alright, so I got 2 orcs. Now, let me change this real quick. Move you. Add. Add an orc. Let's see. I was going to see if I could make a second one with a slightly different name. Guess not. Okay, that's fine. The problem I have with alchemy is when they're not uniquely named, it's going to track their trackers together. So when I damage one, it's going to take it off of both. So I'm just going to have to make notes on my notebook here that one has stamina 4, one has stamina 5, and for ease of play, I will have our character attack the bigger one first. So into the tactical. Yeah, see? It's not even showing me both of them. That's annoying. Hide. Show. There they are. Yay. Okay, so they go first. Now that there's 2 of them, this could actually kind of be a problem. So we're going to say this one up here is the strong one. This one down here is the weaker one. So we'll roll for the strong one. They both have the same skill, 5. So they roll 2 dice. Right? Play. Yep. 2 dice. 1, 2. What is going on with alchemy today? You're not selling your product when you do this. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Good roll. 10 plus 5 is 15. Okay. And then let me read this again real quick. You must attack each one in turn. Okay, so it's 2 separate fights, basically. So now I'll roll my roll against the 15. Oh, incidentally, that stamina is not right. Okay, there we go. Okay, so roll my damage against the 15. Or roll my attack, I should say. I got 6. I beat him. So big orc takes 2 stamina loss. And what you're probably going to see now is that this one has taken the same. Yeah, he's taken the same. So we just got to remember, big orc up here has 3. This guy has not been hit yet. We're going to roll for him right now. So 2 dice. 3 plus 5 skill is 8. He can't beat Herbert. Herbert is a monster, but he will roll anyway because he is a man of his word. Beat him. So the little orc takes, or slightly smaller orc takes 2 damage, which I can't record on his tracker, so I'm going to write it over here. So I got One at 3 and one at 2. Correct? Yeah. Round 2. Big Orc attacks. Nine plus 5, 14. Not bad. Is actually feasible for Herbert to not succeed at this one. No, we got him. Okay, so Big Orc down to 1 stamina. Now, littler orc. Rolls his 2 dice. 10 plus 5, 15. Again, slight chance Herbert will not succeed. Slight chance. 6 plus 12 is 18. Nope, we succeeded. So, Big Orc is down to 1. Little Orc is dead. Dun, 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 dun. You're dead, sucker. Next round against the bigger orc. He rolls his 2 dice. He's gonna have to roll really well. Oh, he did. 9 plus 5 skills, 14. Herbert returns the attack. Shouldn't be hard, Herbert. A max 12 plus 12 skill, 24. The orc is defeated. Get out of here. Herbert's a machine. Just a machine. If you win the battle, turn to 378. Dun, dun, dun. So, let me note this down. Fight or flee. Then we're going to 378. So I've hit the whole orc cordon of this dungeon, apparently.
You wipe your bloodied sword on the mattress. The green blood leaves a slimy stain on the straw. Stepping over the bodies towards the table, you flinch at the foul stench of the creatures. You pick up the box from under the table and examine it. It is a small wooden box with crude hinges. The name Ferrigio DiMaggio is inscribed on a brass nameplate on its lid.
Okay. Box. Ferrigio DiMaggio. I'm going to open it because Herbert just feels invincible right now. So we go to 296. Yeah, we're doing a ton of flipping. That's okay.
The box contains a small leather-bound book entitled The Making and Casting of Dragonfire. You open the pages and begin to read. Fortunately, it is written in your own language, and so is probably not understood by the orcs. Otherwise, this treasure would certainly not be as loosely guarded as it was. The book is written in tiny handwriting by Ferrigio DiMaggio. In it, he tells the story of his life's work, the creation of the Dragonfire spell with which to fight evil dragons. You read how, in his last years, Ferrigio finally perfected his spell, but by then was too old to make use of it. So he completed his book, locked it in a chest, and hid it in the depths of Firetop Mountain, afraid that it might fall into the wrong hands. The last page reads, "And so, you who now hold this book, you have my life's work in your hands. The power of destruction is yours if you wish it, but do not waste it. Unless you use the spell for the purpose for which it was intended, you shall be consumed by evil itself, and die by the fire from your own hands. Remember only when the dragon breathes its fire at you should you raise your arms and say, Ekil Erif, Ekem Erif, 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 DiMaggio." You say these words slowly and softly. Suddenly the pages seem to glow. and as his glow disappears, so do the words on the page of the book. You repeat the spell to yourself to memorize it and leave the room.
Oh, good. I don't have to actually remember it. It sounds like mechanically they're just going to let me remember it. I am grateful for that. Okay, this is Find Dragonfire spell. Awesome. Turn to 42.
You eventually arrive at the end of the passage at a three-way junction. You may turn either to the west or to the east.
Okay. So we need to craft that. Go up a little west or east, right? You know, I originally wanted to go east and got rejected by that pit. And it's just been stinky orcs that I've just been slaughtering on the west. So I think we're going to go east. Turn to page 113. Yeah, so that was a T-junction. East-west. We went east to 113.
You arrive at another junction in the passage. You may either go northwards or continue eastward.
Okay, so like that. I'm hard-headed. I'm going east. 78. If everything east is like a dead end, that's going to really annoy me.
The passage ends at a solid wooden door with metal hinges. Listening at the door, you hear strange mutterings and the clatter of what could be pots and pans. Whatever is in there, there are several of them. Do you want to go through the door?
Oh, it's pots and pans. Probably orcs cooking. They can't be any tougher, right? Who knows? I need a better door, though. A thicker door for this one. Dun, dun, dun. This one looks cool. Try that one. Looks almost more like a arch, but that's okay. Door. Boom. Okay, do you want to go through the door? Yes, I do. 159. Oh, let me do that real quick. 78 is... solid wood door. Noises. 159.
You open the door into a large room, which can only be the dining room of the same warty-faced creatures you now recognize. Sitting round a large table are 5 orcs, busily drinking and dribbling their bowls of rat gizzard soup. All are involved in a rowdy argument as to who will get to chew the rat bones left in the large soup cauldron, so they do not see you enter. You may be bold and prepare to attack them, or you may not relish the prospect of taking on 5 of these creatures and try to escape. If you wish to leave the room, test your luck. If you're lucky, you get out without them noticing. There is no penalty for escaping. If you are unlucky, they notice you. Prepare for battle in turn.
Okay, so normally when you escape, there's some kind of penalty, but it looks like this time not. But you will lose luck because you're testing your luck. So it's 5 orcs. So far, mathematically, it's been... They haven't hurt me. They haven't hurt me yet. Man, do I do it? Do I die here in this room because of my hubris? So they call this a large room, so we'll do something like that. give him table. Alright, so large room, 5 orcs. Yikes. I'm doing it. I'm fighting me some orcs. I thought they would all be on the west side. Now I'm angry because they're not. Prepare to attack is turn to 365.
The orcs attack you one at a time.
Oh, okay. So there's 5 orcs. Back to our... We're unpackable? Yes, we are. So it says one at a time, so I think you're supposed to resolve fighting them. No, it says attacking one at a time. I think I can still go down the line. I'll just have to keep good notes. Okay. So, token. Boom. Token. Boom. We can zoom out a little, right? Token. Boom. This may be where Herbert's hubris gets the best of him. Oops, I fell off the world. Oh, now it's back. Freaking. This, I guess the problem with web-based systems is sometimes the internet does silly things. Okay, let's hide them and then show them just to get a jump on Alchemy being silly. Go to your tactical map, Herbert. Oh boy. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to track them in Alchemy. It's too many numbers all mishmashing because each orc shares the same hit points because Alchemy doesn't like similarly named monsters. So I'm just going to make a list. First orc, second orc, third orc, and then we'll just go down the line attacking. So first orc has a skill of 6, next one's 5, next one's 6, next one's 5, last one's 4. And their staminas go 4, 3, 4, 2, 4. Oh, I could drop one in the first round. That'd be nice. Okay, first round. Fighting the biggest orc. Orc number 1. With his crappy 4 skill. Roll your dice, orc, and prepare to die. 4 skill plus 7 is 11. Physically can't best us. I'm not even going to roll. He loses his round and takes 2 points of damage. First orc is at 2 stamina. Second orc. Oops. Second orc has 5 skill. Okay, he's slightly better, but he's weaker. Okay, so 2 dice plus 5 skill. He gets, almost his best possible roll, 16. This is the closest I've been to losing a combat round, really. Alright, Herbert, you must respond in kind. You have a 12 skill. You just need to roll a 5. He rolled a 10. Herbert is amazing. Okay, so I do 2 to the second orc. He's at 1 already. Third orc. 2 dice plus 6 skill. Oh, you rolled max. 18. Oh no, Herbert. Oh no. Is orc number 3 the one that put you away? Let's find out. Nope, 23. 2 damage to third orc. Okay, fourth orc. 2 dice. His skill is 5. 6 of 11 physically can't beat us, and that's the one with 2 stamina. Fourth orc is dead. Let's just ditch him real quick. Remove. Alright. Boosh. And last but not least, 4th orc. I didn't roll for Herbert, by the way, because mathematically impossible. Because there's no fumbles in this game. All right, 5th orc. What you got? 2 dice, 4 skill. That's a 10. Again, numerically can't beat us. Not going to bother to roll. He loses a round. 5th orc takes 2. All right, so top of the round, we have Herbert untouched. Orc number 1, 2 stamina left. Orc number 2, 1 stamina left. Orc number 3, 2 stamina left. Orc number 4, dead on the ground, bleeding out. Orc number 5, 2 stamina left. These guys are all 1 hit away from death. Start with the first orc. 2 dice, again, with a 6 skill. Oh no, he rolled max. 18? Alright, Herbert. You need to roll 7, right? Yeah, 7. That's average. Oh no! Oh, seeing his dead comrade on the ground, the first orc, clearly the chieftain, is enraged and he stabs out at him with his crude rusty cutlery. Herbert has taken damage. 2 damage. I dropped to 15. Yikes. Orc number 2. That means there's going to be another round of combat for sure. Orc number 2 attacks. 2 dice. Skill of 5. 12. I think technically I need to beat him. So, technically I need to roll 3. Here we go. I did. This was orc number 2. He drops to the ground in a lump as Herbert pulls his sword out from his belly. See you later, sucker. Alright, orc number 3. Yikes. He's a little better. Skill 6. 2 dice. Plus 6 is 12. Okay, again. It's the same thing. Herbert needs to roll 3. Here you go, Herbert. Piece of cake. Orc number 3 only had 2 stamina. Herbert dodges away from him and then slashes him in the throat and he falls over gurgling. Okay, I've taken a wound, but I still feel like with that massive starting skill score we had, Herbert's a badass. Last orc here, number 5. Move up a little bit. He has a 4 skill. Don't look good for you, orc, but we'll see. 6. That's a 10. Numerically can't be. I can't roll less than that. I can't even roll even that because I have a 12 skill. He only had 2 stamina left. That's another dead orc on the ground. Oh man, it leaves Herbert and the angry, enraged chieftain for this final face-off. 2 dice plus 6. 16. He is angry. That is almost the best he can do. As long as I roll a 5 or more, I am successful. Oh no! Herbert, your hubris will be the end of you. Herbert lost that round. He takes 2 more damage. Oh no. Herbert drops to 13. Which potion did I? Oh, I took potion of stamina. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Alright, next round. The orc chieftain attacks again. This is getting dicey, Herbert. What are you doing? Oh. That's a 9. Herbert has a 12. There are no fumbles in this game. Herbert, one arm over his wounded shoulder, thrusts forward, catches the orc in the groin. He bends down. I pull out the sword, whip it up, and stab it through his chin, and he dies. Boosh. Good job, Herbert. Took some damage, but you're okay. Ooh. All right, that was a big fight for Herbert. And he took some damage. My goodness. All right. If so, that was 365. Right. 365. Fight 5 orcs. If you win, turn to 183. You search the bodies of the dead orcs, but find only a few teeth, nails, bones, and knives in their pockets. You search the cupboards around the room, but find only crude bowls, plates, and spoons. But under the serving hatch, you find a thin leather case, half a meter long. You may open the case, or you may leave it behind and walk out the door. You are proud of your victory and may add 1 skill and 5 stamina points. Okay, well, I needed the stamina, so that's pretty cool. Normally, your stamina is 18. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My skill is not dipped at all, so I don't add anything for that. So 183 is leather case and reward for victory. I'm going to open the case for sure. So that's 266. Hope it's a weapon. 266. The case opens easily, and inside you find a magnificent bow and 1 silver arrow. An inscription on the case says, "A giver of sleep to those who never can." You put the bow, arrow, and case in your pack and leave the room. But you may eat provisions first and add 1 luck point. So you can eat provisions to heal. Actually, I'm going to check that rule real quick. Stamina. Yeah. When you eat a meal, add 4 points to your stamina score and deduct 1 point of your provisions. So I'm not going to do that because I'm fine. Skill doesn't get to go up, unfortunately. So what do we even call this? Magnificent bow and silver arrow. Okay, we need to add that to our gear. Magnificent bow. A weapon. Alchemy lets you do stats and stuff for your items, but there's no point in this game. And silver arrow. Also a weapon, technically? No. Cool. I added that for 266, so now we go to, it just says tune to 237. Oh, we're moving. All right, back to Incarnate. You move swiftly down the passage and arrive back at the junction. Turn northwards this time to turn to 285. Oh, okay, so we just went back this way. Which is interesting because technically I could have gone back that way, but I guess I was nervous. Slight flaw in the design here, guys. Oh, it's okay. 285. You see a well-used door on the right-hand east side of the passageway. With your ear to the keyhole, you listen and hear a man screaming for help from inside. Oh no. That feels like a trap, but let's see. Well-used door, huh? I guess we'll go with this one then. Okay, so this is 285. Well-used door on east side. It doesn't actually say the passage continues on or not, which is interesting. We'll see. Well, Herbert has convinced himself he's a big damn hero, so of course we're going to open the door to help. 213.
The door is locked. You may try to charge it down by rolling 2 dice. If the number rolls equal to or less than your skill score, the door bursts open. Turn to 36. If the door is greater than your skill score, the door remains locked. You lose 1 stamina point for your bruised shoulder, and you must progress up passage.
Okay, so the passage does continue on. Good to know. Good to know. Well, I mean, okay, so you roll 2 dice. If the number is equal to or less than your skill score, I don't mean to be cocky, but my skill score is 12. So we'll roll it for fun. Oh, look at that, we made it. Turn to 36. Real quick, 213. Locked door. Right? Oh wait, was it 213? Yeah, it was 213. Okay. Locked door, screaming person. And then we got it open, so we go to 36.
The locked door bursts open, and a nauseating stench hits your nostrils. Inside the room, the floor is covered with bones, rotting vegetation, and slime. A wild-haired old man, clothed in rags, rushes at you screaming. His beard is long and gray, and he is waving an old wooden chair leg. Is he simply insane as he appears? Or has this been some kind of trap? You may either shout at him to try to calm him down, or draw your sword and attack him.
So, I might scan a couple of these photos and add them to this video and post, because it's this guy attacking us in art. It looks almost like a skeleton man with a beard. He's pretty bad. But he is the first human that Herbert of Craggyvale has encountered in this dungeon, so he will shout at him to try to calm him down. So let's see. Crazy man shouts. Now we could decorate a room with bones if we really wanted to. But no. Don't know that I'm going to do that right now. Oh, what the heck. Let's put some bones in there. There's bones. Oh, wrong room. That's the orc room, but it probably had bones in it too. Alright, there's bones. Okay, so. Calm down. 263 is where we're going. I have to write this down, because once in a while I look and I'm like, wait, what number was I on? So if you play any of these games, keep a notebook.
You shout.
You are freed, old man.
At the top of your voice. Instantly his ranting ceases. He stops dead in his tracks and sinks to the floor, weeping loudly. As he gradually composes himself, he thanks you many times. You talk with him in the hope of discovering some of the secrets of the mountain, and he begins to tell his story. Many years ago, he was an adventurer like you in search of the Warlock's treasure. He was captured by the orcs and thrown into his solitary cell as a sort of pet for the creature. You ask whether he would like to accompany you to the mountain, but he simply wants to leave and see the world again. You ask him for advice, but he says he knows little. He advises you to pay your respects to the goat man. He tells you that you must pull the right-hand lever on the wall ahead to open the iron gate at the end of the passage. He has also learned that the keys to the boathouse are guarded by a man and his dog. You shake hands, leave the room, and go your separate ways. Add 1 luck.
So, starting to worry that when they're saying add 1 luck, they mean increase your luck. It's very clear in the little rule section that most of the time you can't go over your initial score. You'll be told specifically to go over it. So if this is wrong, then we're playing hard mode, and that's okay. So 263. Crazy man was adventurer. And he said something about a lever. Pull right-hand lever on wall ahead to open iron gates. Pull right-hand lever to open iron gates. Okay, that might be good to know. Turn 314.
Further up the passage, you see a door in the east wall. You listen hard, but can hear no sound. Do you want to open the door to investigate?
Passage a little bigger. We'll drop one of our doors in the east wall. There-ish, yes. Yeah, I want to investigate. I'm feeling damn near invincible. If so, turn to 223. Okay. Worst thing that could happen right now is I portaled me to the wrong side of the dungeon or something. Because I feel like we're making a lot of headway here. So 223. Let's see. Door east wall.
The door is firmly locked. You may try to force it open, or you may continue along the floor.
Again, I'm feeling pretty badass. So we're going to force it open. Turn to 53.
You charge the door, hitting it squarely with your shoulder. Roll 2 dice. If the number rolled is equal to or less than your skill score, the door opens. If the number exceeds your skill score, the door shudders but does not budge, and you wince in pain as you hit the door, lose 1 stamina, and continue up the corridor.
Yeah, so charge door. I can't fail those rolls. There's no automatic failure in this game, in the rules, and I have a 12 skill. So it's kind of broken. I don't know. We'll see. Makes up for not taking all these luck points I think I'm passing up on, I guess. So we open it because 12 skill. Turn to 155. All right. Herbert is a machine.
The door splits along its length, and you wrench the timbers apart to let yourself in. A torch hangs from one wall, lighting up a small armory stocked with swords, shields, helmets, daggers, breastplates, and the like. You examine the weaponry and find nothing appearing superior to your own sword. However, a circular iron shield with a golden crescent at its center catches your eye. You pick it up and feel its weight on your arm. If you wish to take the shield, it will aid you in battles by helping fend off wound damage inflicted by a creature on you. If, in future during a battle in which you are using the shield, the creature wounds you, you may throw 1 die. If you throw a 6, the creature inflicts only 1 point of damage instead of normal 2. If, for some reason, the creature would normally only inflict 1 point of damage, then a successful roll of a 6 would mean no damage is done. However, the shield is heavy and you will have to leave behind 1 item of equipment. Adjust your equipment list to be able to carry it. You now leave the room and continue up the corridor to 300. Oops. So this is an armory. Badass. 155. Armory with shield.
So I would have to, okay, let's look at our character sheet. I would have to ditch an item of equipment, and this would give me an armor save, right? What would I ditch? I don't want to ditch any of this stuff. I mean, lanterns, gotta have a sword. Got this awesome bow now. You know what? I'm not taking it. I got an 18 stamina and a ridiculous skill. That cockiness prevails. I'm not taking the shield. That seems like a mistake, but we'll see. Okay, so I have to continue up the corridor to 300.
On the east wall of the passage, you see another door, this time made of solid metal. Listening at the door, you hear the sound of tortured screams coming from within. If you wish to try opening the door, turn to 102. If you decide to ignore this room and continue up the corridor, turn to 303.
It's a metal door with tortured screams. Okay, let's do some door. We got metal doors. Heck yeah, we do. Boom. There's a metal door. Well, it screams, and Herbert of Craggyvale has convinced himself he's a hero. If you wish to try opening door, turn to 102. If this is a skill test again, I apologize, guys, because rolling max is kind of almost broken for my skills at the start, but eh. Oh. Okay.
The door is not locked and opens. The room in front of you seems to be a small torture chamber with various torture devices around the walls. In the center of the room, two small hunchback creatures are having their fiendish way with a dwarf who is tied to a hook in the ceiling by his wrists. The two hunchbacks are poking and cutting him viciously with their swords. The dwarf lets out a final scream and falls silent, eyes closed. His captors make disappointed noises and look round angrily at you as if it were your fault the dwarf has collapsed. You must act quickly, will you? Close the door quickly and continue up the corridor. Draw your sword and try to fight the creatures. Stride over to the dwarf, give him a jam with your sword, and put on an evil laugh for the torturers.
Maybe I'll do an evil run next time if I die. But not this time. I'm going to fight these evil creatures. So we have a torture chamber. Let's see what we can do from that. Oh shit! Look at the torture stuff. Got a little stretching rack going on here. I can zoom in, by the way. Sorry. I just want you to be able to see how the map is progressing. That's why I haven't zoomed out. Okay. So we're going to draw our sword and try to fight the creatures. Turn to 19. Imagine if I had set the sword down to take that shield. Then I wouldn't even be able to take that option.
These two evil creatures are goblins. They attack you one at a time.
Okay. So, we will... should we go to a dungeon scene now? Probably? Yeah. It's feeling more dungeony. So we need goblins. NPCs. Goblin. Goblin. Okay. Token. What? What? What are you doing? just lag. Server lag or something. Let's get Herbert up in here. Alright, goblin stats are first goblin. Oh man, there's 2 different stat lines. First is 5 skill, 5 stamina. Second goblin is 5 skill, 6 stamina. So far, these guys seem to be built to just attrit us. Tracker. Skill. Because they're not very powerful. So 5. What did we say? 5 stamina. They're almost as tough as, well, they're basically the same as orcs too, which is modern games. That's not how that would go down, but that's okay. All right, let's go to Herbert's play area. Let's go to tactical Herbert. I don't know why it says orc over Herbert's face. That's like an artifact left over. Okay. Herbert versus 2 goblins. Again, I'm gonna have to track this on paper because of the way alchemy messes up their stats. So, first goblin has a 5 skill and 5 stamina, and he attacks Herbert. Oh, did I not share them? I didn't share them. Okay, I'm gonna have to go fix that. Edit. Oh, that's not what I want. I want share. Share with everyone. So basically, if you're curious what the hell I'm doing in alchemy, you can share NPCs with people to allow them to manipulate. So now we're ready to fight. Okay, that way I can roll for the goblins on the same screen that I'm rolling for Herbert on. So goblin number 1, 5 skill, 2 dice plus 5. He's gonna have to roll. That's 3 dice. That doesn't count. 1, 2, 8. So that's 13. So technically, Herbert could lose this roll. Let's try. 2 dice roll for Herbert. 19. He did not. So goblin number 1 takes 2 stamina damage. Okay. Good job, Herbert. Goblin number 2 has 5 skill also. He gets an 11. Mathematically, Herbert can't lose that match, so he hits the goblin. He takes 2. Round 2, first goblin attacks. 2 dice plus 5. 10. Again, Herbert can't fail that roll. So he wins that round, inflicts 2 more damage on that goblin. Goblin number 2 attacks. You need a big roll, goblin. 10. Nah. Goblin number 2 loses his combat round. Takes 2 stamina. Okay, next round, both goblins are at 2 stamina. Well, that's not mathematically possible. 5 to 3. Oh no, first goblin's at 1 stamina. Either way, a hit will kill them because hits do 2 damage. But it's the goblin rolls first. 2 dice. Oh, not cancel. Goblin. There he is. 2 dice plus 5. 7, 12. Again, we're gonna say I have to beat that. So here we go. Look at that. We beat it. So that goblin takes his final damage. First goblin is dead. I feint with the lantern in one hand, distracted. The goblin turns his head and I slash open his throat. You are dead, goblin. Goblin number 2 can attack now. Roll big. Roll big. No. That is a 10. Again, mathematically impossible for Herbert to miss. So Herbert leaps back from having just flashed open the throat of his compatriot, grins. The goblin holds up his hands in surrender, and I put the sword through his heart. That's right. I'll save a dwarf, but I ain't saving a goblin. Good job, Herbert. Okay, so that was... Oh, I gotta change pages here. 19. Goblin torture chamber dwarf. Okay, it says if you kill the goblins, turn to 317. So far, Herbert's really feeling a badass, and I know something's coming. You cut down the dwarf. He is, as you guessed, dead. Going through the pockets of the two goblins, you find a large piece of sweet-smelling cheese. If you wish to take this with you, put it in your pack and leave the room northwards. Turn to 303. Okay. So, dead dwarf. Some cheese. Alright, I guess we will add some sweet smelling cheese. And we're next bound for 303. I am actually going to cut this clip because there's some horrible noises coming from outside. So there'll just be a hard cut, and then we'll resume with part 2. Sorry about that, guys. And we're back. Sorry about that. That is the travails of trying to record living in an apartment. Neighbors moved out and didn't leave a key, changed the lock without telling management. So I had guys with crazy power tools breaking into the house. So I had to just make sure it was legit. But we are back. All right. Back in our dungeon of the Warlock of Firetop Mountain with our intrepid little hero Herbert of Craggyvale, who is on a bit of a roll, I would say. But let's continue, shall we? We just killed 2 goblin torturers and found a dead dwarf and left that torture room for... You arrive at the end of the passage where it meets another going east-west. But an iron portcullis blocks your way, and no amount of charging is going to budge it. On the wall to your right are 2 levers, and it seems likely that these levers have something to do with raising the portcullis. Do you wish to pull the right lever or the left lever? Haha! The crazy old man that we freed said to pull the right lever. Let's hope he wasn't lying. But first, let's get a cool portcullis going here. Incarnate. Am I not spelling that right? I'm probably. Well, how about let's just do gate. How about gates? There's gates. This one. Okay, so let's zoom in here. That gate definitely needs to be bigger. So a passage going east-west, right? So let me draw that real quick. Okay. So we're going to pull the right lever as per the crazy old man's recommendation. Hope he wasn't lying or hallucinating. So 303 portcullis, right lever, question mark. We go to 128.
You hear a deep rumbling noise and the ground begins to shudder. Slowly and noisily, the portcullis rises into the ceiling. You may now walk to the junction. Will you turn west or east?
So the old man came true, and again, we wanted to be going east this whole time, and things keep thwarting us. We're going east, damn it. So, what do we call this? Portcullis opens east or west. And we are going east, which is 58.
Cautiously, you creep along the passageway. After a short time, it turns sharply to the north. At the corner, there is a bench of solid wood, and above the bench, a sign reads, "Rest ye here, weary traveler." Here you may stop and eat provisions if you wish.
It sharply turns north. Okay, so like that. So 58 is just a rest stop. If I stop to eat provisions, I go to 15. I do not need to because my health is fine. So I'm going to continue, which is 367.
You arrive at another junction in the passageway. If you would like to turn westwards, turn to 235. If you wish to go east, turn to 323.
Well, we're going east because that's what I do. So what do we call this? Junction east-west. And we're going east. Which is 323.
After a few meters, you reach another three-way junction. You may go either northwards or eastwards.
Okay, junction north east. Okay, so I guess they're saying it continues on or goes up. We're gonna continue east. 255.
The passageway ends in a sturdy wooden door. If you want to try opening it, turn to 193. If you want to go back to the junction and try another route, turn to 93.
Okay, so we need a door. Sturdy wooden door. We'll use this one again. Bam. No, we're gonna try to open it for sure. So 255. Sturdy wooden door. If you want to try opening, turn to 193.
The door opens and you enter a small room. Your eyes widen as you look around to see the walls of the room are covered in ornate stonework. Mosaics and marble inlays give this room a kind of beauty you have never seen before. In a corner of the room is a large metal statue of a one-eyed creature. In its single eye is a sparkling jewel. As there appear to be no other ways through the room, you will have to go back to the junction. But that large jewel is very tempting. Will you leave it alone and go back to the junction, turn to 93, or to take the jewel with you, turn to 338?
Okay, so again, the image is a really freaky cyclops, hoofed cyclops thing with a mohawk. Very detailed musculature for a statue. Large metal statue. So they cast this with all that detail? Wow. Impressive. Cyclops statue with jewel. yeah, we're here to get business done. So try to take the jewel. It's 338. This may be our first big mistake. Let's see.
You approach the statue cautiously. A scampering behind you makes you flash around, but it is only a rat. You feel at the jewel, but it is solidly in place. You try to work your sword in behind it, and as you work, you hear an ominous creaking noise. To your horror, the statue is beginning to move. You jump down and draw your sword. The iron cyclops cranes its head around towards you and steps down from its pedestal. You must fight.
Okay, so it's got the escape clause, which is you take 2 hits and you run away. This iron cyclops, I don't have a token for that, but you can run through the. Excuse me. It has a skill of 10 and a stamina of 10. So this is the beefiest thing I've fought. I've fought things with skill up to 6 and stamina up to 6, but never together. It was always like a 5 skill, 6 stamina, or the other way around. His skill's 10, my skill's 12. Technically, I have the edge. Stamina, his is 10. Mine is like 18, I believe. So I, again, have the edge. So, and I have provisions and stamina potions. So worst comes to worst, I can heal. So we're doing it. We're going to fight this thing. Okay, so 338 Iron Cyclops attacks. Oh, baby. Okay. So, I guess we could change the decor, right? Alchemy scene. Dungeon. Ooh. Looks good. NPC. I don't have a Cyclops. I probably have a Giant. I do have a Giant. Yeah, Giant works for sure. Alright, let's go to tactical map. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. He's huge! Sure we can show him to the players, which is me and you guys. Let's get a token for poor. Oh no, you never looked more nervous in your life, Herbert. All right, Herbert, go to the tactical map. You versus the Cyclops. Just those watching the video pretend it only has one eye. Otherwise, it does kind of look metal in a way. What was this goblin? Oh, I didn't share him. Dang it. Okay. Let me stat him out real quick. So it's 10-10. Skill. I don't know why I'm using a tracker for their skill, but maybe someday I'll get a weapon that lowers their skill or something. I don't know. And the other one is stamina, which is also 10. Pretty scary. Biggest thing we fought. And I need to share him. Boom. All right. So here we go. The Giant. The Giant attacks. 2 dice plus 10. Ah, please don't roll high. Please don't roll high. 18. It's kind of high. But not high enough, because all I need to roll is average. 7 plus 12 is 19. I gotcha by 1. So the Giant takes 2 stamina damage. Boom, boom. Round 2. The Giant attacks. 17. Okay. I retaliate. 2 dice. 5. That's a tie. Oh, no. Okay, we're going to pause and read the battle rule I've been ignoring. Because this battle is serious. Oh, I forgot to mention, you can test your luck to raise your damage too. I'm not going to do that. If both are the same, you have both missed. Oh, whiff factor. I don't like that. All right, round 3. The giant attacks. 6 plus 10 is 16. That's totally manageable, Herbert. 6 plus 12 is 18. We win. Aha. 2 more damage to your stamina, giant. Suck it. Next round. The giant back for more. 9. Okay, 19. A little more serious number this time. I respond. Just need average. Better than average. 21. I hit him again. That's 2 more stamina. The giant is down to 4 stamina already. Not going well for you, big old Cyclops guy. Next round. The giant. What's he get? Crushes down with a 10. Oh, giant metal fist clubbing down at this poor little adventurer who's more likely dodging than... Can't parry that. That's nonsense. So that's a 20. Okay. Now Herbert with his skill of 12 will need an 8 or higher. Oh no. Okay, let me double check. There's nothing about it that does extra damage or anything because it's huge, right? Nope, there is not. Okay. So 2 points of stamina damage to Herbert. First round he's lost. That thing just caught him in the side. Boom. Next round. The giant. 7 plus 10 is 17. Herbert. 10 plus 12 is 22. Giant, you will be smited. Alright, that's 2 more. The giant is down to 2 stamina. The Cyclopean terror is going to fall. Next round. Infuriated in his metal self. He lashes out, trying to crush me into a paste. Oh, but he only rolls a 15. That's bad for you, Giant, because all I need now is a 4 or higher on 2 dice. I gotcha. Oh, Giant dead. I have conquered an iron Cyclops. Oh, Herbert's head just keeps swelling. What can stop him? Okay. If you win, turn to 75.
You sit back and rest from the exhausting battle. You may eat provisions here. You prize the jewel from the still statue. It is heavy in your hand and is worth 50 gold pieces. You put it in your pack. As you explore the room and the statue, you notice that one of its breastplate sections is loose. When you open it, there is a small key inside. You examine this and notice the number 111 on it. With a smile, you put the jewel and the key in your pack and set off back to the injunction. Turn to 93 after adding 3 luck points. You have a valuable artifact here.
Oh, okay. So I have a jewel worth 50 gold pieces. Great item. Jewel. 50 gold pieces. I guess we'll call that basic. And another key. Key number 111. custom, I guess. Look at that. Alright. Alright. So this is 75. Jewel. 50 gold pieces. And key 111. Wow. And it says add 3 luck points. I feel like they're probably want me to add those. The verbiage is so not clear. So here's from the rules on page 220. Although you may receive additional skill, stamina, and luck points, these totals may never exceed your initial scores except on very rare occasions. Okay, so it's definitely, it says additional, and they've been saying add. So I definitely think these are meant to replenish your luck points. I think if I had a lower skill, I'd probably be losing more fights and tripping traps and such. Probably be using more luck. So yeah, these aren't awards. These are restoring. I'm 99% sure. So we're not going to add that as much as we'd like to. Okay, so let's get back to our map. We put a statue in here, right? Yeah. Statue. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. I mean, now it's a smash statue. I could use a smash statue. We'll use this guy. Shrinking down. There we go. All right, 93.
You arrive back at the junction, and this time you turn northwards.
Okay, again, I could have gone the other way, but fine. We turn northwards. So this was 93. Junction, return, head north to 8.
The passage ahead ends at a sturdy door. You listen but hear nothing. You try the handle, it turns, and you enter the room. As you look around, you hear a loud cry from behind you and swing around to see a wild man leaping toward you, wielding a large battle axe. He is a mad barbarian, and you must fight him. There is a door to the north wall opposite, through which you may escape during the battle. If you defeat the barbarian, turn to 273.
Okay. Sturdy door. Boom. Yep, okay. And then it's a room. Okay. There's a door to the north. Boom. Okay. There's a crazy ass barbarian in this room that I must fight. I could escape, it says, and that costs you 2 stamina, but no, I'm not afraid of this guy. So crazy barbarian in 8 attacks. Make a note here. Let's go to our alchemy setup. Alright, we can stay on this one, I think. NPC, get rid of our giant, and find... I don't have a barbarian. I think, did I have like bandits? I got a cultist. No. I'm just gonna use a bugbear. He's a big, savage, muscly looking thing. Bugbear it is. Alright, put him on the tactical map. And then make sure we share him, because I always forget to do that. And let's stat him out. Edit. Our Barbarian / Bugbear is a skill of 7, which is pretty good, comparably, and a 6 stamina. So, skill 7. And 6 stamina. Cool beans. So he's set up. So now we're going to go to player mode. Yep, there he is. Haha. We must fight him. Skill 7. Alright, he attacks. Oops, that's not him. Guess it's him. 2 dice plus 7 is a 14. Technically, I can lose that round. So let's see what happens. 6 plus 12 is 18. Sorry, Barbarian. I gotcha. So Barbarian takes 2 wounds, putting him at 4 stamina. But then he attacks back. Getting a 11. Can't even hurt me. I whiff away and slash his abdomen. Ooh-ah. 2 more, putting him at 2. Next round, he roars and sweeps his battle axe down on my head, or tries to. Oh yeah, pretty serious. 16. Okay, the best roll he's had. Unfortunately for him, I just need a 5. Yep, 8 plus 12 is 20. I leap left, I leap right. He pivots to the left, he turns back right too slowly, and I stab him in the face. He dies. Get out of here. Alright, we've conquered the Barbarian. If you defeat the Barbarian, turn to 273. Yeah, I think a character with lower skill would be having a lot more luck spending and running away and such.
A search of the room reveals nothing of any value, although an old box in the corner contains a wooden mallet and 5 short stumps of wood, sharpened at one end. You may take these if you wish, and can now leave through the door in the north wall.
Oh my god, that's like... Is that for a vampire? It's probably for a vampire, huh? You may take these if you wish. It doesn't say I have to leave anything behind. So we're taking it. Alright. Mallet and 5... I'm calling them stakes. I don't care what they call them. Boom. I got a lot of stuff now. All right. Uh-oh. 273. Oh, there we go. I almost thought I lost my place. Got terrified. It says, so this was mallet and stakes. I have no idea if I need to make all these notes, but what the heck. 189. So, yeah, let me go back to 273 real quick. For map making purposes, I may have kind of lost my orientation. You can now leave through the door in the north wall. Oh yeah, I forgot there was a door in the north wall. Okay. The door opens into a short corridor which ends several meters ahead at another door, similar to the one you have just come through. Okay. Another one of these guys. Oop, nope. Another door. Right there. You listen and hear nothing. You try the handle and it turns, allowing you into another room of a similar size. But this room is splendidly decorated with polished marble floors and rough walls painted white. On each side of the four walls hangs a painting, and there is another door in the north wall. You can either go straight through the room, or you may stop to look at the paintings. Interesting. So I'm going to... This feels more like a dungeon room now, or probably more squared off, right? It's marble floor. Yeah, so if we paint in a grid, we can do something like that. Set that up my texture scale shrunk much smaller. Oh well. Okay, that looks dumb, but it will do. Another door in the other. Okay, so another door. Okay, so this is a painting room. Do we want to look at the paintings? Yeah, I mean, we're trying to get rich, go home and take care of our family. That's my logic. Stop and look at the paintings 25. This is almost certainly a trap. We'll see. The paintings are portraits of men. Your spine shivers as you read the nameplate under the one on the west wall. It is that of Zagor, the Warlock, whose treasure you are seeking. You look at his portrait and realize you are pitting yourself against an awesome adversary. You have the feeling that you are being watched and notice the piercing eyes following you as you move. You find yourself drawn towards his portrait, and your fear rises. Lose one skill point. Do you have the courage to try to combat the Warlock? You may either leave through the north door straight away, but treat this as an escape, or you may look through your pack for a weapon to use against the Warlock's power. Oh, wow. Okay, so painting of Zagor actually lowered my skill. I finally... Oh no. So 11 skill, which is still really good. So do I run because I'm unsettled by this? Or do I look through a weapon? I mean, what's a painting gonna do, right? Huh? Right, guys? Okay, so pack for a weapon to use against the Warlock. Turn to 340. Oh man. This can't be the showdown already, can it? That'd be hilarious. You try various items of equipment against the gaze of the painting, but none seem to work. You may try any of the following if you have them. Slash the painting with your sword, hold a jewel up in front of it, plunge a wooden stake into it, throw cheese at it. Man. I have all of these things. It's the jewel or the stake. It's the jewel or the stake. I don't think he's a vampire. He's a warlock. I'm going to go 31. I'm going to do hold jewel in front of it. 31, choose. Okay, so 340 with choose weapon. 31 is hold jewel. painting. There we go.
If you have the jewel from the Eye of the Cyclops, you hold it in front of the Warlock. His intimidating stare turns to an expression of pain. He obviously feels the jewel's power. Suddenly his eyes turn white and his expression goes limp. Your confidence gains as you realize you have won your first real battle. Gain 2 skill points. Put the jewel into your pack and leave through the north door.
Okay, let me get my skill back. That's cool. Turn to 90. Let's see, so jewel works. Turn to 90.
You open the door into a narrow passage and follow it northwards. Some meters up the passage, it turns to the east, then turns to the north. However, at the second bend, there's a small alcove in the rock. It seems a convenient hiding place, and a large rock forms a comfortable seat. You may stop here and eat provisions if you wish. When you have rested, continue northwards to 253.
Okay, so narrow passage goes north, and then it goes east, and then north again. So we'll do something like that. And there's a stone rocky chair thing. Chair. Sure, why not use this one? Chair in the corner. Okay. So this is 90, which is basically a rest stop. And then we continue northwards to 253.
The passageway ends in another wooden door, this time a small one with a carved bone handle. You listen, but hear nothing coming from inside. You try the handle, and the door opens into a pear-shaped room with a rough stone floor, making walking across it somewhat awkward. In one corner of the room is a pile of rubble, mainly stones and dust, but there are also 2 odd-shaped pieces of wood and a length of rope. A door in the north wall leads on.
Okay. So a pear-shaped room. Okay. It's a stony floor. So let's do stone. Oh, here we go. Terrain rocks. Pear-shaped, huh? How is that working? Yeah, a surface to paint on, I guess. What? This would kind of be pear-shaped. Be a little wider. Can I paint on this? Yes, I can. Okay. Just need to make my brush bigger. And it said that there was a small door. That right there. Okay. So, rocky floor, wood. Okay, so I can examine the bits of wood, study the length of rope, or leave front through the north door. I'm going to study the length of rope. 125. You pick up the rope. It looks normal. In fact, it looks as if it might be quite useful. You open your pack to put it in. Suddenly, it comes alive in your fingers. Snakes quickly up your arm and attempt to wrap itself around your neck. You struggle to cut the rope with your sword before its grip tightens. Test your luck. If you're lucky, you cut the rope and it drops to the ground. If you are not, the rope tightens, lose 1 stamina point. You must test your luck again to try to cut the rope and keep trying until you do. Wow. So, rope animates and attacks. So, test your luck. If you're lucky, cut the rope and it drops to the ground. And when you test your luck, you lose luck regardless. So my luck is 9. Okay, so I need a 9 or less. I did it! But my luck drops 1. Slowly but surely falls apart. Okay, if you finally defeat the rope, you may leave through the north door. Turn to 73. Okay, so we left through the north door. Guess technically I needed a door. I think I have it. It's hard to see. Zoom in. Nope. Door. A little bigger door. There we go. Okay. 73. The passage ahead leads you northwards. The rocky floor becomes sandy until eventually you're walking on a sort of coarse sand. You notice the passage is widening, and ahead you can hear a flowing river. You continue until you find yourself in a large cavern through which a river flows. Turn to 218. North passage to river? Oh my gosh, guys, I think we're at the boatman. Oh, this is getting real now. You are on the south bank of an underground river, facing across its black depths. There appears to be 4 ways of crossing. To your left, a rusted bell bears a sign, Ferry Service, 2 gold pieces. Please ring. There is a small raft in front of you on the bank with a long stick resting beside it. You could punt across the river. A rickety old bridge crosses on the right. If you don't trust any of these, you may swim. Which will you choose? Ring the bell, punt the raft across, risk the bridge, swim. Okay, let's check our... I have that jewel. Does that count? Let's see. Oh, gold tracker. I have 1 real gold piece, but I have that jewel. Oh my god, 50 gold pieces? Okay, well, let's cut our underground river real quick. I don't know how far I should animate it, but we're going to do something like this. Oh, we'll do a landing over here. Oops. A landing over here. And then need water. I want a dark water for underground river. This one looks good. Oops, that is. Something going on with my painting tool right now, but we'll fake it right now. So there is a raft. Nope. A boat, maybe? There we go. Crappy boat is... small raft in front of you on the bank. Okay, so we'll just drop it right here. Needs to be smaller though. And it's also... oh, what's going on with this thing? Okay, I apologize guys. I need to figure this out or it will drive me nuts. So let's just do color. It's too dark. Here's our crappy river. Keeps getting crappier looking. Yeah, that looks dumb. Oh well, it's just a marker. It's alright. This boat is too big. Yeah, we'll just put it over there. And there was a rickety bridge. Bridge. There's a rickety bridge if I ever saw one. Why does it go under the paint layer? It's not supposed to do that. Well, we'll just put it on the end here, I guess. That's dumb, but that's okay. Okay. So I'm not gonna give the boatman my 50 gold piece jewel. I'm just not. I'm gonna risk the bridge. Yeah. So this was a choice between boatman, swim, boat, or bridge. Bridge is 209. Okay. Sorry, that was a little slow going there. Incarnate is not cooperating for some reason.
The timbers of the bridge are rotting and decayed from years of neglect. A single plank snaps under your foot. Roll one die. A roll of 6 sends you splashing into the river below, turn to 158. A roll of 1 to 5, you regain your footing, turn to 47.
Oh man. Okay, so we're rolling a single die. We probably don't want a 6. We got a 4. Okay, so 209 was cross bridge. And then we did it successfully, theoretically, which is 47. Go to 47.
In the middle of the river, the bridge swings to and fro as it strains to take your weight. The handrail comes away suddenly as you lean on it. Roll one die.
Oh my god, it's the same thing. A roll of 6 sends you plunging into the river. Turn to 158. A roll of 1 to 5 means you regain your balance. To go on, turn to 298. Oh. Well, I was kind of hoping this would be skill-based, this one, because I have a great skill. Dang it. Okay, so again, just not a 6. It was kind of a loop forming here. 2. Yes. So what do we call it? Swain Bridge to 298. You're not going to stop me, Warlock. Not with a stupid bridge.
The bridge is slippery from the splashings of the water. At one point, you slip on a tuft of wet moss covering the timbers. Roll one die. A roll of 6 means you slip from the bridge into the water below and start swimming for the nearest bank, turn to 86. Any other roll is lucky. You manage to hold on and you reach the north bank.
Okay, one more of these. One more. As long as I don't roll a 6, I get across. Yes! Alright, so this was Slippery Bridge. And then you hold on and reach North Bank 7. So that could have been a really weird loop, almost.
You are on the north bank of a fast-flowing river in a large underground cavern. Turn to 214.
Okay, so this is just North Bank. 214. Interesting that they had that little entry like that. Mechanically, it must have fixed something.
Facing northward, the rock face is smooth and glistening with moisture. Moss of many different hues grows on the surface. There is an eerie silence punctuated only by the splashings of the river as it flows behind you. You have 3 options. A passage runs off to the northwest. A large timber door is directly in front of you in the middle of the rock face. Another passage runs out along the river eastwards.
Oh man. Okay, so. That's funny, I accidentally put a door there anyway. Okay. So. Something like this. And so northwest. Passage to the northwest. Large timber door in front of us. Another passage runs along the river eastward. That way. Okay. So I need a rock. Did I mess this up? There's a rock. Rock. So, and what did it say? In the middle of the rock face, large timbered door. That's wild. Okay. Large timbered door. There. Alright. Runs along the river eastwards. That's my plans. I just want to go ever east for some reason. So 214 is 3 passages basically, and we're gonna go east along the river bank. 99.
The passageway runs eastward. Ahead of you, you can see that a solid-looking door blocks the passage. You step up to investigate. Turn to 383.
A solid-looking door blocks the passage. Okay. Door. Again. Boom. So east passage ends in door and goes to 383. I feel like we're going a lot of places, but this is a pretty big book.
A sign above the door reads Boathouse. The door is firmly locked, but a small barred window allows you to look inside. You can see a number of skeleton men working on building a boat of some sort. They move in a series of quick, jerky actions, rather insect-like. If you have a key clearly labeled Boathouse, I don't. If you want to try to break the door down, if you want to return to the riverbank and try another route.
Oh man. So these are the boat men. who would be fighting skeletons for almost no reason, and why would the Warlock be on the other side of where skeletons build boats? That doesn't make sense. Alright, so as much as I would like to continue this, I'm going to go back and head north. So if you want to return to the riverbank, try another route, turn to 129. So skeleton boat builders. Return to junction at 129. You return to the riverbank and decide to try the door in the middle of the rock face. Well, how did they know? Because I could have gone the other... Anyway, 104. Okay, 104 is door in rock face to north. You find yourself in a short, narrow passageway with a door ahead to the north. You try this door. Turn to 49. So it's a door to a passage to a door. Come on, guys. What do you do? Okay. 49. Let's see. Passage to north door. The door squeaks open on rusty hinges. The room is dark, and your eyes begin to adjust themselves as you close the door behind you. You hear a shuffling in the room, but before you can react, a blow to your head knocks you senseless. Lose 2 stamina and turn to 122. What? What? Okay, so 49 is ambush minus 2 stamina. Okay, shoot. Stamina go down. That's a bummer. Turn to 122. Is this gonna be wake up naked in a jail or something? That would suck. First of all, I have a lantern. I wouldn't have waited for my eyes to adjust. I would have seen. But okay. You awake with a throbbing head and look around. The room is about 8 meters square with doors to the north and south. You have been dumped in the southwest corner. Standing motionless in the center of the room are 4 men. At least they appear to be men. Their skin is greeny gray color. Their clothes are tattered and torn, and they are all staring vacantly at the ceiling. One carries a club, one a scythe, one an axe, and one a pick. They are ignoring you completely. Around the room are various peasant-style weapons: pitchforks, axe handles, pointed sticks, etc. 1 or 2 shields and several barrels. In the northeast corner is a human corpse with a sword in one hand and a shield in the other. You may move your hand up to your head to feel for signs of blood, and you are relieved to find you are not bleeding. But as your hand moves, the strange creatures in the center of the room turn their eyes down towards you. Do you try to talk to them, jump to your feet and charge them with your sword, scramble for an exit through the south door? Okay. I'm thinking I'm in the same room, though it's not clearly specified that that's what's going on. It said it had like a stone floor, so more of a dungeon-y room, I would say. Okay, what are we gonna? Wow, it's a lot to journal on this one. Room with various skeletons and weapons. I'm gonna try to talk to him. I mean, it doesn't make sense, so I might as well do the weird thing. This is Herbert's first dungeon, and he does the whole idea of a funhouse dungeon where there's just weird crap in the rooms. Doesn't compute to him, but that's okay. Their vocabulary is limited to a series of moans and groans. They appear not to be intelligent at all. Furthermore, your conversation merely serves to attract their attention to you. They grip their weapons and look as though you will have to fight them. However, there is a slim chance that you could make it to the door you came in through. If you want to try for that door, turn to 13. If you resigned yourself to a battle, turn to 282. Alright, they don't want to talk. Let's see. Skeleton. Any enemy skeletons? No, I'll have to do. Oh, it's doing the thing again. This is so annoying. Why is it doing that? Well, there's skeletons in that room. I just can't show them for some reason. Okay, I'm gonna fight him. Yeah, resign yourself to battle. Turn to 282. Okay, 282. Oops. First 268. Talk fails. 282. Fight. Skeletons. Presumably. The four creatures shuffling towards you are mindless zombies. Their vacant eyes suggest their actions are controlled by a will which is not their own. You are still too dizzy to think properly, but you must act quickly. This first zombie reaches you and prepares to swing his club. You must fight him. Zombie, skill 7, stamina 6. If you defeat the first zombie, add 2 luck points and turn to face the other 3. Fight each in turn. Okay, so I gotta fight the first one, the reward being luck. So I could actually spend some luck to do more damage if I wanted to. And then after him, I have to fight the zombie with the scythe, the zombie with the pick, and the zombie with the axe in one combat. Interesting. Okay, so let's set up a room. Let's go back to our other dungeon chamber. Get rid of the goblin. I have zombies, although, I mean, the way they described them was more like a skeleton. So I'm thinking I might use skeleton. Oh, maybe I don't have skeleton. That's embarrassing. Alright, we're doing zombie. Okay. Zombie. Tactical map. So, round 1 is a single zombie. Let's edit him real quick. He has a 7 skill. He's a leader zombie. And a 6 stamina. Oops, need to do the track. 7 skill, which is pretty good. 6 stamina. Okay. Alright, he's set. Go. Did I share him? I did now. Look, I'm learning. Okay. Go to tactical map here. Ah, zombie! Okay, so we'll do this fight first, and then we gotta fight the other 3. Oh, let's check that luck spinning real quick. Luck. First luck. Battles. using luck in battles. If you just wounded the creature, you may test your luck as described above. If you are lucky, subtract an extra 2 points from the creature's stamina. But we can also use it to minimize the damage they do. Interesting. Okay, I'll probably do that one time, at least. Alright, so round 1, lead zombie attacks me with a skill of 7. Getting a 13. Technically can't lose this round. I'll test my luck. Why not? My luck is 8. I made the test. So my luck goes down 1. But now I do extra damage. So I win the combat mathematically. It's impossible for me not to win that round. And then I get to add 2 extra points. So in one swell swoop, he takes 4 points of damage, putting him at 2. Boom. Round 2. 2 dice plus his skill of 7. Is 18. Okay, that's a little better that time. 2 dice for me plus my skill of 12. Oh, 15. So now I can test my luck to reduce some damage. Yeah, why not? Test our luck. It's 8 right now. No, it's 7 right now. Hey, I did it! So instead of taking 2 damage, I take 1 damage. Oh man, I wonder how low I'm gonna go before I decide to drink a potion. Alright, next round. So zombie attacks again. 2 dice plus 7. 17. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here comes my response. 7 plus 12 is 19, zombie. I think you're dead. Yep, you're dead. Okay, and then it says you get 2 luck for defeating the lead zombie. So let's 1, 2 that back. Whew. Okay. Now, unfortunately, 3 zombies. I gotta go to the GM screen. Token. Okay, there we go. 3 zombies. Ah! They are all skill 6, but the first 2 have 6 stamina, and the last one is 5. So I'm going to track this separate. 6, 6, 5. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Okay, so we'll start with number 1. 2 dice. No, it says 7 here, but these ones are actually 6s. So 2 dice plus 6. That is a 16. Ooh. These guys, okay, they could be attriting me a little bit here. 5, that's a 17. I won. So zombie number 1 takes 2, so he's at 4. Now zombie number 2 attacks. 2 dice plus 6 is an 11. Mathematically cannot beat me this round, so I do 2 to him. He's at 4 also. Okay, and then this guy, zombie number 3 attacks. 2 dice plus 6. 6, 12. Okay, I have to roll. Oh no. No, because the lowest I can roll is a 14. So that's a hit as well. The zombie number 3 takes 2. He's at 3 because he was the weaker one. So top of the round, zombie number 1. 2 dice. Oh no. 18. He rolled boxcars. Good. Roll a 9, which is 21. That's 2 more damage to zombie number 1. Suck it, zombie. Zombie number 2, are you going to let that stand? Of course you are. You're a zombie. He gets a 9. He mathematically can't win this round, so I do 2 to him. So he also is at 2 stamina. And zombie number 3. He rolls a 9 plus 6 is 15. So as long as I roll, what, a 4 or higher? I'm good? I did. I rolled a 7, which is 19. So he takes 2. He's at 1 stamina. Alright, this round might end it. Back in the top, zombie number 1. Rah! He reaches for me. Drooling necrotic fluids. The mofo. 11, so that's a 17. Alright, Herbert. You don't want to get bit by no zombie. So we need something good. That is 7 plus 12 is 19. I want it out. So he lurches forward, tries to bite me in the shoulder. I cut his leg out from under. He falls to the ground and I stab him in the head, destroying his brain. Zombie number 2. Seven is 14, so as long as I roll a 3 or higher, I damage him. I rolled 21, so he's gone too, piled up on top of his cohort. Zombie number 3. Last chance, zombies. He gets a, pretty good, 16. Okay, so I need to basically get a 5 or higher on 2 dice. Got an 11, which is a total of 23, which destroys the final zombie. If you defeat all 3, turn to 115. What else you got, zombies? You ain't got nothing. The poor wretches lying dead at your feet almost look happy to be relieved of the burden of life. But as you look down at them, you sense that you are not the only one to know of their deaths. Looking around the room, you may investigate the weapons lying around, go over to the dead body in the northeast corner, or check the barrels. So I believe the body in the northeast corner they're referring to was the warrior, the sword and shield carrier. So we're definitely going there. So, okay, so 115 was inspecting. We're going to examine the body, which is 313. You check over the body. The poor wretch was obviously caught in the same way that you were, but his weaker skull shattered under the club's blow. He wears a suit of leather armor no better than your own, holds a wooden shield on one wrist, and clutches a steel-bladed sword in his other hand. In his pocket are 8 gold pieces, and around his neck is a silver crucifix. You may take any 2 of these items you wish. Write them on your equipment list and turn to 221. Also add 1 luck and 1 skill point. Okay, skill is max. Luck, I believe, is max. Yeah. So I can't do either of those. So I can pick 2 things. 8 gold pieces and a silver crucifix. I'll take the 8 gold pieces and the silver crucifix. I mean, I have those other things. I'm up to 9 gold pieces. And a silver crucifix. Crucifix? Crucifix. Yeah. Alright, let's get rid of these zombies. so far, things are going pretty well for old Herbert. So 313 was collect loot, basically. Turn to 221.
What are these mysterious items you have collected? Which have you written down on your first on your equipment list?
Uh-oh. Oh man, it mattered? Oh no. Oh no. Well, I wrote the gold first, technically. 221 is what did you take? And this leads to gold is 110. They're going to punish me for greed right now. I literally could have wrote this crucifix first.
You are now 8 gold pieces richer. You also find another 2 gold plus pieces in his boot, hidden there for safety. Turn to 319, record the gold on your adventure sheet.
Oh. Okay, so they didn't punish me for being a greedy adventurer. Okay, so now I have 11 gold. That's cool. And then, so that was what? Collect gold. And then we're going to 319. Is this where we find out about the crucifix?
To find the secret of the second item you have collected, turn to 221 and investigate. If you have already investigated
Both. Oh my god. It's just a loop. Loop to 221, which we've already seen. It's funny. It's just like a little programming loop. We're literally in the book. So the second thing I did was a crucifix, which is turned to 170. 170.
the crucifix is solid silver and worth 4 gold pieces. Record this on your adventure sheet and turn to 319.
Alright, solid silver, 3 gold piece crucifix. Turn to 319. Which is just going to break us out of the loop because we've already been to 319. That's funny. I feel like maybe they could have written it differently, but I don't know. Maybe it's a time saver. I'm going to modify my crucifix real quick. It's 3 gold pieces. Yeah. Look at that. Alright, 319. So it says, if you have already investigated both items, turn to 81. That means the sword, the shield, and the armor probably did cool stuff. Dang. Alright, 81. But I have stakes now. And a crucifix. If there's a vampire, I'm ready. 81.
A noise startles you, prompting you to leave the room quickly. You walk up to investigate the north door. Turn to 205.
North door. Cool. Nope, too many doors. Okay, sorry. 205. North door. Noise. All the shit I've been through and a noise that startled me. That's kind of funny.
The door opens and you find yourself in a dark crypt of some kind. The room is very large. At one end is an altar. Various coffins are strewn about the room. There is a door behind you in the south wall, and also one in the west wall. If you want to investigate the room further, turn to 254. If the place gives you the creeps, you can leave via the west door.
Oh man, coffin room? Are you kidding me? Okay, I'm gonna try to paint this. This is. What if I? Oh, okay. A little crypty crypt happening here now. Okay. That works. We'll take it. Let's decorate it with some coffins though, right? Yeah. Too big. Too small. Okay, I think they said there was a door. West wall door. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, let's just do our door. Keep it simple, Mac. Keep it simple. They did say there was an altar, didn't they? Dang it. Alright, get rid of this big coffin. Altar. Boink. I feel like this is vampire territory now. Altar. Do this one. Scale it down a little bit. In the room. Okay. There's our room. So this is a crypt. All that to say crypt. I'm going to investigate. I smell vampires. If the place... No, 254. Alright. Now all this vampire hunting stuff. And I'm not even looking for a vampire. I'm looking for a warlock.
The silence is deathly. A slow drip startles you as you creep around the coffin. The altar is ornately carved and studded with jewels. Beautifully woven drapes hang from the walls, although they are threadbare in places. There are 3 coffins in the room. A creaking noise makes you whirl around. Light from your lantern falls on the largest coffin. It is opening! As you watch, a tall man with a white face sits upright. His eyes open and fall on you. His expression changes from one of tranquility to one of abject hate. His mouth opens, and a terrifying hiss comes from his throat. His teeth are wolf-like. He beckons you to come over. Do you? Approach him as he wishes. Draw your sword and prepare to fight. Reach into your bag for another means of attack, or run for the west door.
And I think we will end it here for a session 2 of Warlock of Firetop Mountain to come soon. Thank you everyone for listening. I hope you're having fun. Who knows what poor Herbert of Craggyvale has gotten himself into, but I think it'll be a fun resolution. Clearly we're about to face a vampire, or run for one. Who knows? See you in the next episode.